Hey bosses, it's Nina. So I just got my notification that I have early access to the new PicMonkey. So this is beta, if you can see at the bottom, beta program, and this is going to be first look. So if you guys have questions, let me know and I'll do some follow up. But I'm going to go ahead and click on see new PicMonkey. I did have to sign up. I believe it's on their site to receive early access. But let's take a look. So I am going to skip some of the tutorials that they put up here. Okay, so one thing that I've noticed is, so when we come in here, the layout, of course, is different. You could switch back to the old one, and they do want your feedback, kind of like Microsoft. They have the little icon in the top right-hand corner, so I will be providing feedback. I do have the, whatever the one is that you pay $99 a year. I think it's 99 because they just charged me again. But here are my recent projects that I've been working on. So this is my hub. Let's see how the hub is different. Okay, one change they made the other, I guess a couple weeks ago that I love is now you have your unsorted photos in your hub and then your collections. Before, whether it was in a collection or not, it was all there and it was kind of annoying. So anyways, these are some of my templates that I've created and my unsorted items, my recent items, that's something that's new, and then my collections. So these, I do actually like the difference. I'm just trying to see as I'm going through. Yeah, I do like the difference. It's just basically just a different layout. If I go into the editor, okay, so I don't know if I like this part. So this is the editor. They're calling it the editor, but really it looks like I'm just creating something new. Yeah, I don't know. It's untitled. I like the way they're naming it. But anyways, it looks like these are the settings that were on the left before. Let's see if I can open it side by side. I can't. I'll have to do that a little bit later. So anyways, it just looks, it looks like they look a little bit more like PicMonkey, but I don't know. Hopefully I'll like this. I'm going to go back to the hub. And then there's templates. Oh, I see. So instead of having everything in the top left-hand corner, it's at the top now in the middle. So these are your templates that they had before. See if they made a change to any of the templates. It looks like it's about the same templates. Okay. So I do like the layout. I like the way, I think the ease of use is a lot better. I think I just don't like it's just personal preference as far as what I don't like the way it looks. But let's go ahead and create a new graphic. And usually what I would do in editor is I would create a specific size template. Okay, so actually one thing that I do see that I really do like is that the canvas says resize, so I can click on resize and just put in my 1280 by 720. And actually I have to turn off the keep proportions. So basically I turn that off so I can type in my own numbers here and it doesn't automatically resize. Okay, so I do like that. That's a lot easier. You can rotate. Let's see how this is. Okay. And then background color, which we're used to, and then transparency. They did add a few features here. I can already see that. And I do like, oh, I like this. They have different palettes and it looks like they're already set. Now I wonder if I can actually create my own palette of my own colors, which is something that I really, really, really have been waiting to come to PicMonkey. So I'll actually leave that as a suggestion, is that I do want to be able to upload my own color palette. So let's see how this works first. They may have it somewhere else that I don't see. Okay, what else? Some of the other edits look to be about the same. They have some changes there, but let's go ahead and I'm just gonna scroll through. You all can scroll through these effects. Looks like there's some new ones coming soon. I'm not gonna go through some of the effects. I'm just trying to see how this looks different. Look at the upload your fonts. You can upload your fonts here. So I wonder how this is different than it just pulling from your computer. So for now, I'm just going to close this. So recently used fonts. Let's just see if I can find my fonts, because if I have to re-upload them. Okay, it looks like I'm gonna have to give them some feedback. I looked through and I do not see my fonts. In the original PicMonkey, it just pulls upon fonts from your computer, which I love. I'm assuming there's a reason for this uploading. Maybe it's so you can use it on your iPad or your phone. So I'm not gonna be too upset until I talk to them to see why we have to upload our fonts. The other thing is I was able to search for my fonts before, from what I remember. I'm gonna go ahead and test that out. But I can't search through. I actually have to look and know if it's a serif or sans serif or whatever. So those are a little annoying to me. Hopefully it's for a good reason. I'm gonna reach out to them and see what they're saying about that. For now, I'm gonna go ahead and just pull some images. And so overlays look a little bit different. So here you go. There's the general ones. Let's see if they added anything. These look about the same. I think I like the way this flows better. You don't have to click on as much. Before, you would have to click on each of these sections, geometry, then hearts, in order to expand them. One thing I would love to do is be able to right click and collapse all of them and just expand the ones I want, or to expand all at once. Okay, let's go back and I'm just gonna go into some of these. So these look pretty much the same, it's just they're organized a lot better. I like that. So I'm gonna upload from my hub. Now, one thing I noticed, actually, let me go back. This just says my computer and hub. I believe in the last one you also had like Dropbox and Facebook and all of that. So maybe that's a feature that's coming. Again, this is beta. So I'm going to go ahead and just use, let's actually do something where I have to take the background off or something. So I'm going to go to my collections. And then I'll look for my photos. Okay. Moving a little slow. Now I notice it says old as an old PicMonkey format. If you hover over them, so I'm just going to hover over it, it says old PicMonkey format. I don't know what the difference is or why that matters, but just noticing that it's there. Okay, so let's do something that's a little, I'm looking for a particular picture. Okay, these. So I'm going to take these off because I had some problems removing the background and I want to see how well I can do it. Okay, so I do like the grid lines. Let's see if you could turn them on or off. It used to be at the bottom here. So let's see, it's on the bottom left now. So you can turn your grid lines on and off, and you could align your pictures. Okay, good. So I'm just going to turn that off. I don't remember copying this, but we're going to just delete one. Okay. On the right-hand side, you still can replace. It looks like the blending is still there. Go back to normal. Okay, you could flatten there. Drop shadows, inner shadows, and erase. Aha! Looks like there's some additional items. So before you had size, right? And you had hardness. And let me just show you the difference. So if I have hardness all the way down here and I click here, it kind of fades it. Control Z to undo. If I go to hardness like this, it completely removes it. Okay. All right. So it looks like now we have the strength, which I'll play around with. And so here it has erase. The brush actually adds back, and then crop is in here also. Oh, so now I'm trying to think about it. I don't believe we could crop images before. So now, and you could also resize the image. Okay. Nice. So I do like this a lot. A lot. Okay, so let's go back to okay. Let's make sure. Do I have to click off of it? There we go. So with this overlay, I'm going to erase now. Now let's try the strength. So let's keep the size about here and let's see the strength. Okay, so I'm just going to click here, right? And then I'm going to change the strength. I'm going to click right next to it so we can see the difference. Ah, so you can kind of like fade it. Huh, this is actually interesting. I'm trying to think of how I would use this. I'm sure I can find a way. So let's undo this a couple times. And now let's zoom in and try to erase the background. Let's see if it's a little bit easier. So I see a little bit of a difference. It does look a little bit easier. I still would use another app to remove the background, but for quick things, I still, there's times where I use this. So great feature. I like the new strength. I have some ideas on how to use that. We'll come back to that. Let's go to the background. As you can see, what I deleted is still, it's still transparent. I'm just looking at a couple other features here. Okay, let's look at some of the other features here. I'm going to go to the textures. What I noticed, and this might have been something that I ignored before, but you can add your own textures, including glitter. A lot of people like the glitter look and feel. Let's see if I can do it. There you go. There's the glitter with the gold glitter. There's marble. So these are pretty cool. And then what you can do is go through and fade them. Usually that means it'll blend into the background more. Change the saturation. Okay, so these are actually really, really fun. I remember the clouds and things like that. I've used the brick tons of times, but it looks like they're giving you more textures that you can play with. You can upload your own textures, and then the themes, it looks like they don't have those yet. Let me look at the frames. Those aren't there yet. Overlays. So overall, I like it. I have to get used to the touch and feel of it. I'm just looking at the sharing options, export options. One thing they brought up is that you can change the dimensions now of the sharing. So they're giving you more options there. Let me just look at something. Yep. PDF, JPEG, and PNG. One thing I do want to show you, as I'm going through PicMonkey and actually using it, I noticed that the text has a lot more features. So before we had our basic and effects, but we did not have the opportunity to erase parts of our text. So believe it or not, I actually like that feature and think it's going to come in handy. I don't know where yet, but those are really good. I'm just trying to look at these. It's a good feature. And I believe, yep. So the way they're doing colors, they're kind of giving you more options here. I really like how they are incorporating kind of themed colors, because some people have no idea what to do with colors. And so I do like this new text feature. So I wanted to make sure and show you that and add that in here. As I'm editing, I noticed that it is a lot easier to save. There were a lot of clicks before, but now I can just click and hit enter. A lot easier to save here. An additional thing that I noticed is that now they have shapes without filling in the middle. Before, you would have to remove the middle and you could still use it. So basically they're removing clicks for you. It's just a lot easier to do this. I'm wondering if, well, no, we still don't. I want the ability to be able to work on the thickness of these. That's one thing that's really important to me. But for now, this works. Okay, I did find something that I do not like. It looks like it's something they took away and maybe they missed it, but usually I would insert my logo, kind of resize it, and then I would change it to white. But it doesn't look like the overlays that I bring in, it doesn't look like I can color them anymore. So hopefully that's just something that's coming and not something that is being taken away. Okay, as I'm going through here, I notice even though I'm able to change my name here, I don't see that I can quickly save it to my, what's it called, to my collections. So hopefully that's something they'll be adding as well. Now there's an additional feature that I think is very small and you might miss it, but I think it's going to be a huge impact to when you're designing. If I click on the change work area color, it does get darker. So especially when you're using white as a background, this is going to be amazing. Okay, I think that's all the tips for when I'm working in an actual graphic. I'll come back and show you some other things. So if you have any questions, let me know and I'll go into those features. Overall, I think it's some good changes. I think there's some that could be better. I have at least 4 suggestions to make to PicMonkey. Hopefully they'll respond quickly. If you have any questions or want to see this, make sure and let me know. I think that's it. Okay, so with an exception of the uploading of the fonts, I actually really like this new layout. I can see where they're going. They're trying to make it easier, less clicks, edit things. They're giving you more editing options such as resizing, the backgrounds and the glitters and the overlays and the textures. So I love to see what they're going to do when they add these new features. But overall, I really like it. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and head over to the Pink Boss Club. That's pinkboss.club. If you have any questions or if you want to continue the discussion over there. Ciao for now.